Yo, what's up, everybody? You know what time it is. Kicking it stateside, back again. We got a jam-packed show. Champions League's back today. We got CONCACAF Champions League. We got an MLS little preview. Union, Red Bull in the works, starting up Saturday. And, of course, the Prem, always rocking and rolling. Topic maybe today, that's so Spursy? Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like oh, this game he stink!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Kicking it stateside, back again. A beautiful Wednesday evening here in Philadelphia and in New Jersey, respectively. We got a lot to get into today. We got some Champions League action going on currently as we speak. We got a little Atletico Madrid up 1-0 against Manchester United. The milk carton boy himself, João Felix, gets Atletico that 1-0 lead. We'll get into that. We got Benfica and Ajax also in Champions League currently going on. We got 2-2 draw right now, 72nd minute. We got a Sebastian Haller. We got Dusan Tadic. You know your boys from the Prem showing up at Ajax. And Benfica recently just tied that. We'll get into that. We got CONCACAF Champions League games going on for some of the MLS teams. We got New York City FC. We got Montreal, Colorado, all in action. We got the MLS coming back this weekend. We got the Prem going on right now. Spurs, after a huge win this weekend against Manchester City, lay an egg and lose to Burnley today 1-0. We will get into that.
Cheers, Burnley.
Ben Mee, the hero. Before we start, show sponsored by Specialized Physical Therapy, your good doc, Paul Vidal. South Jersey's best doc. He's number one in South Jersey. He's number one in our hearts ever since the start of the show. He's our doc, make him yours. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Check this man out. He is the absolute best. I am with my man, per usual, Brian. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, brother, I am fantastic. What a beautiful day we had out. A little rainy to start the morning if you got up early like I did, but it turned into a beautiful 60-some degree day. Sun poked out, so almost didn't want to come in and jump in and do the show just because it was that nice out. But of course, we got to bring it to the people and give them what they want as we are ending up these Champions League games. Like you said, Benfica just leveled it up. Atletico is in control, although they are right now, they have a free kick. Manchester United has a free kick coming right from outside the box, so they're lining up for that. Yeah, man, it's a great day to be alive in our sport, especially. It's chock full of from morning to night. There's not going to be a lack of interest.
No, it seems that these are those types of days and the weeks that you're just spoiled as a fan of this sport, because whether you're following, say you're a Manchester United fan, you got Champions League today. You also got the Prem still rocking. You have so much going on in a week, and there's so many different competitions. Obviously, at some point in the show, we'll briefly touch the League Cup final, which will be played on Sunday between Chelsea and Liverpool. So that's something to look forward to as well. So there's always something going, MLS starting up this weekend. Obviously, if you're new to the show, I'm a Philadelphia Union fan. Brian is a New York Red Bull fan. We will give our predictions, a little bit of what's going on in the MLS as far as this new 2022 season. So I guess with that being said, this past weekend we did see, as I just said, Tottenham to shit the bed. Today, they did get a huge win against Man City this weekend. Harry Kane, just an absolute beast. We're not getting too much love to Spuds, so I don't want to get that far into it. But I will say that was a huge win for them and keeps Liverpool chances for that title race alive, which kind of segues into the poll question today. Will Liverpool actually challenge Manchester United for that Prem title? Do you agree or disagree? And I think, it's one of those, obviously Manchester United has not been the team that drops points, right? They've been pretty consistent, hence why they had
You
that
mean
lead.
City?
Yes. Manchester City, not the ones to drop points recently. And then, of course, everybody else around them, Chelsea, Liverpool, dropping points. And they just happen to drop some huge 3 points over the weekend. Now that distance is 6 between Liverpool and themselves. So, of course, yes, the title race is still there. It gives Liverpool some hope. I don't know. What do you think, man?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, our poll question is brought to you by our newest sponsor again, BetUSA. BetUSA is the leading online sports book and has been in the market for 25 years now. You can bet anywhere in the USA on everything. Use the link that's on the screen, BetUSA A2D, and you get up to 125% off on a sign-on bonus. Sorry, I was getting a little pumped up here. There was a goal in the Atletico United game. I was getting a little distracted. So newcomer, or I shouldn't say newcomer, but just on basically not long subbed in, 19-year-old Anthony Elanga gets a goal for United. So that's a big goal for him.
They were just shouting his praises last night. I saw a little video of the Manchester United fans invading Madrid, chanting in the pubs for Elanga. Sorry. So
yeah, so he comes on for Marcus Rashford, who got a yellow, and does a phenomenal job. Let's see, he was not on the pitch very long. He was on the pitch for maybe about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So tremendous goal by him. And yeah, I mean, the race is on. Sorry. Like Evan said, Liverpool, huge win today. I mean, they're up 6-0, I believe. It was the last that I saw. So Leeds is just that bad. I think we see it now. This is what we know now. Couple goals, brace from Salah, brace from Mane, Van Dijk, and like Evan said, Matip goal. So yeah, they're doing their thing, and if City's not careful, and we said it, City, like you said, City's not a team to generally drop points, and then right after you say it, they go and lose a terrible game to Spurs. So they drop points to what you would say is a bad team, considering Spurs just lost 1-0 to the worst team in the league. So the Spurs aren't just some powerhouse that, City had to contend with. And if City doesn't wake up, I think now they're with the 3 points Liverpool's getting today, that puts them 3 points behind City at this point. Mm-hmm. So with the extra game in hand, but it's the race is definitely on. I think Liverpool's the only one that's going to contend at this point to give any type of push for the race.
That's fair to say.
But I wouldn't. I said it a couple weeks ago when everybody. I think Eric came on here. What's up, Jamie? And Eric came and said, "Oh, City's gonna league belongs to City. They got this many points. They got this that." And I was like, "Hold up! Like there's enough time." And this was coming from a Liverpool fan that was ready to hand the league to City.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not over yet. It's definitely not over yet. And you got to think too. You know, which are they going to start prioritizing? Is it going to be Premier League? Is it going to be Champions League? We always talk about that as we wind down at some point. I mean, I know City's eyes at this, they would love to win Premier League again, but their eyes have to be at Champions League more than anything at this point.
Yeah.
Because that's what's eluding them. They've won enough Premier Leagues over the last couple of years that hunger is not going to be as much as it is going to be for Champions League, I think.
Yeah, I think they want to show out more probably in the Champions League. I think Pep, he deserves one of those as well. And like you said, I mean, they've won the Prem before. And, the race is on. It's there. We were saying it was a 9-point lead. And this was what can happen. I mean, you look at Burnley, though, as well. I mean, they win a couple games in a row. And, they're out of the basement, and they're looking like, okay, well, we're not that far away from getting out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, and the big thing with Burnley is they were behind.
And they have a lot of games at hand, right?
They did, and they still have a few, but they have caught up during these little breaks that we've had. Burnley's been playing, whether people have been paying attention or not, but Burnley has been playing games. They have kind of caught up. They're down now with like Everton and Arsenal and Leicester with 23 games played, where most teams have about 25 to 26 games played. So they're kind of way up in there.
Yeah.
So no way Pool will not give up this. Will be fun as a neutral. You never know. In this,
it's shocking to see. City gets the tying goal, and you're thinking, "Oh, heartbreak, City." For Liverpool fans and Spuds fans alone saying like, that was our chance. And then, of course, Harry Kane doing what he does and putting the team on his back. Like, I feel like he doesn't get enough credit sometimes. And I think the man had most goals and assists last year and still doesn't get enough credit. But maybe that just stems from an English, newspaper side where he doesn't always perform on the international stage. So maybe that sometimes you're thinking, okay, well, if he doesn't do that, but he's done nothing but impress, I think.
Fuck Harry Kane.
I know. And it pains me to say that.
Why are you on our show just cock loving Harry Kane?
It pains me to say that, but it's like the guy just does it. He does it.
Yeah, he didn't do it today.
He did not do it today.
Where was he today? He was nowhere to be found. And either are Spurs sitting in 8th place where they belong. They need to just stay down there.
It's a tough scene.
It is. Sorry, I was watching. Your boy Griezmann was like inches. He hit the post on this nice little left foot shot. Just curled it. It was going in. Hits the post. Shame.
I know. I didn't want to make this show about HK, but I feel like you got to give some props where it's due. So
yeah, he's
had good seasons.
He's phenomenal, but it doesn't do the team any good.
I know. And then today they throw up a stinker again. That's so Spursy.
Yeah, my team does the same thing sometimes, but right now we're not this year, so I'm okay with it. Right, we've been okay recently.
Some teams play really well in the league, and some teams just don't. In different competitions, like I can speak for that, myself. It's just like, okay, you're dropping points in the Prem, and then you're just like running teams off the field in Champions League. like Jamie said, it's a wacky game, and that's why we love it, and
Yes.
why that this Premier League race is going to be something else to watch, and that it's not over by any stretch.
Yeah, it's nice to have a race now. There has been some years where we really haven't had much of a race.
You're crowning champions in like March.
Yeah. So they both have played 26 games. So now through an even amount of games, it is a 3-point lead for City. So that's it's definitely not unsurmountable.
No. And again, they got to be careful because, they weren't the team that, dropping points like that. And, Liverpool seems to be like they've got their mojo right now. Obviously, a 6-0 drubbing is, and again, I think they're going to argue that the teams that they've played, Norwich and Leeds, aren't exactly, setting the world on fire, but they're beating them pretty handily, 6 and 4-0 respectively. So I guess, again, got to give some credit where it is due. Unfortunately,
I'm looking forward to April 10th because April 10th is Liverpool goes to the Etihad. That could be it. April 10th. April 10th could be the decider because then there's only 4 games left after that in the season. So by then we should really know. Liverpool does in the league. Liverpool's schedule is, I would say, relatively easy leading up to that game. I have not looked at City's and what they have to do going up to that game, but
it's like Evan said. Mo Salah has having a hell of a season himself. Bagging 2 today again. I said they're clicking on all cylinders. You get 2 from Mane today. You even throw Van Dijk goal in there as well. So.
Yeah, you can just give Salah the Golden Boot now, and this is the first year in a while too where we can pretty much the Golden Boot's been a runaway. We've had some pretty tight ones over the last couple of years, especially with 2 years ago where we had 3 guys finish up at the top of it.
Right.
But there's no one catching him this time around.
Is this updated 17 or did his 2 goals make it 19?
No, that should make it 19. Yeah, I believe he came into today with 17. So
he's now 7 goals up on his fellow teammate Jota, who has 12.
Yeah. So right now Liverpool holds the top 3 guys in the league. With Salah with 19, Jota with 12, Mane with 11, and then you got Sterling, Bruno. Sterling has 10, and then Bruno, Dennis, Rafinha, Ronaldo, Emmanuel Smith-Rowe, and Sonny have 9. So how about my boy Emmanuel Smith-Rowe getting his name up in there with the likes of the Ronaldos and the guys? Yeah, he's doing what's been asked of him, and he's quietly one of the league leaders in goals scored this season, and he's continuing to help the team in a big way. So it's you're going to see a lot in changes in these lineups going forward. I think there's going to be some good stuff here.
You called it. You said Arsenal play the youngsters, and Emil, he's fantastic young. Him and Saka are off the charts good.
Yeah. They need to find a way to have those 2 with Martinelli now. If you can have
those 3, yeah.
That sounds like the target. And then, it was a great move to bring back Odegaard. It's looking like a phenomenal money spent to bring him back. So Evan says bold prediction. I would give
Liverpool's year. I don't know.
I would give a way better chance of Liverpool winning the Prem than Liverpool winning Champions League. Personally, not saying that I would say they're probably a top 3 favorite to win Champions League. If I just had to pick a couple, 3 teams out of a hat right now, out of the remaining 16, but I feel like their odds are definitely higher to go on a run and win the Prem than it would be to win Champions League.
Their mojo's there.
Yeah,
it's definitely I mean, even, TAA kind of flying under the radar. He's got 10 assists on the season.
Yeah, he's having a. So Salah has 10 assists too, which is absolutely like he's having a year.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Evan said, I think that MVP
Yeah.
award is he may do the HK, the goal assist winner, the double.
he could very
Keep
well do
playing
so.
that way.
Tell his boy to stop sending so many balls in.
But I mean, like on the other side, Leeds. I mean, there was a report earlier this week that Bielsa is like apparently going to step down after this summer, and hell, at this point, it seems like kind of cementing those rumors to be true with the way his team has been performing this season.
Yeah, man,
and especially of late.
It does not look good for them right now. They're in a little bit of shambles.
It's the defense, man. You could, when you had Sheffield that one year, just absolutely insane. Their defense was good, but they couldn't score. They were winning 1-0. They ended up having a good year. Then we saw what happened before when they just started leaking goals because they couldn't score. Kind of the same situation for Leeds now, where it's like they're not scoring many and they're leaking in a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that becomes dangerous territory when you're just dropping goal differentials in crooked numbers.
They're not out of the woods yet.
Definitely
not out of that relegation woods quite yet. They're sitting right in that nervous zone there with Brentford and Leeds, Everton, Newcastle, all with 24, 23, and 22 points respectively. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, you can't fool around for Leeds. You need to start. I don't care if Bielsa's got one foot out the door. You still got to show up and finish out the season here.
Yeah, you want to be careful. You don't want to get too lax and drop down into that bottom with some of those other guys there. So it looks like
got finals on all these games, I guess.
Yeah, Atletico United is over. Looks like Benfica Ajax is just about to end here. But looks like they're both going to end in draws, 1-1 and 2-2 respectively. So not bad. Not bad. Champions League first leg games for either teams. Again, these are all first leggers for everybody that's just jumping on yesterday as well. We're first leg games, and we'll get to those in just a minute. Some really good news and some really bad news coming out of both of those games as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, but I just wanted to recognize one of our other sponsors. It was All Campus, home of the A2D ramp booth. They are giving 20% off everything in the store right now, including hats, shirts, team cornhole sets to all of our subscribers. So make sure, again, that you're liking, subscribing, following. So if you head on down to the Jersey Shore, coming up as the weather's getting nice on these nice days, or as it's approaching closer to spring, check those guys out. But yeah, yesterday, man, your team played a game, and they played a really well played game. I mean, there's not much that is. I mean, it could have been. I mean, they can always be better. They can always be better, but for the most part, they came in. Your boy Havertz does what he's just been continuing to do now, on a roll, scores early, gets Chelsea in a good position, and then they kind of just do their thing till Pulisic gets one as well. So,
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like. I feel like they didn't even have to play their best game. I feel like Lille just did not bring it at all. And one, they just left Timmy Way on the bench.
Yeah.
On his 22nd birthday.
I know, wearing number 22. Like
22.
What a miss by Lille to not give that kid a run.
I even put him plus like 900 to score a goal because I was like, he has to.
Yeah. You would have thought.
And of course, that was the first mistake for them. So
yeah.
But yeah, they played a good enough game where, they were able to get by a team that looked like they were struggling a little bit. And we talked about it last week where you knew it was going to take, pretty valiant effort from Lille to come into the bridge and, do anything. But I didn't expect them to kind of not lay down, but just I thought they would play a little bit better, Lille. And
yeah,
Chelsea,
they were flat. They were very flat.
Very flat. Chelsea, they did what they had to do. Like you said, Havertz, the man that just seems to score big Champions League goals for the club. And then Pulisic, Captain America, good sighting for him and showing out and getting a nice goal, kind of dinking the keeper, hitting the gritty on him. I guess that was a gritty. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's always
gritty.
trying to do the gritty. Yeah, I guess it's sort of a gritty.
I just want him to start having fun again. He still looks like he's like,
I know.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
It's like, bro, you just scored in the Champions League. Like, yeah, he knee slid, but I want that fire, man. We need it. We need that.
I know he needs to come back, especially now.
Yeah, pretty much good segue.
Yeah,
for Evan, exactly. Yeah, and the good segue. We're always having good segues, even between us or
the guests
people watching. So in the other game, Champions League game yesterday, we saw Juve and Villarreal play to a 1-1 draw. New boy Vlahovic scoring right off the opening tap. Kind of shushing the crowd because he's hearing the rumblings from the papers and the fans saying we paid all this money for him and he hasn't done very well since signing from Fiorentina, and he does little.
I was going to say it was the fastest goal in the history of Champions League by somebody debuting in Champions League. So
yeah,
it was his first ever game in Champions League for any club, and it was the fastest goal by anybody to do so. It was under the first minute.
Great touch, great finish. Not great positioning by the goalie, to be honest.
No, it wasn't. But I mean,
hell of a goal though, kind of a no look.
Yeah,
across the body. Hey, good finish. But the big note from that was U.S. international, our boy, the magician out there, Weston McKennie.
So good too. He was so
broke a couple
good.
bones in his foot, and now will be out. What they say, about 3 months or so.
Yeah, 8 to 12 weeks is kind of they've 100%. Which I mean, we already knew that one. As soon as they said 8, that he was not going to be available for the window in March, and they officially announced that today. So Reyna was not announced. Reyna's injury, they're saying now, might be just like 2 weeks.
It wasn't as bad as they first thought, or it's just frustrating.
You just worry with him, because that hamstring, man, and once a hamstring goes, it sometimes is never the same again. And the kid is so talented, and you just hope that it doesn't become like a lingering, reoccurring thing with him.
Yeah, it's brutal for the guy to make his first start in a while, and you're on there for 14 minutes, I think, or 20 minutes, and you're coming off with another injury, and you're seeing all the big pundits who's played the game before saying like, dude, that road to recovery and rehab, that's a lonely road, man. You're not with the team much. You're kind of doing your own thing, and to fight back and get that game experience again. And of course, he comes off with an injury. You kind of see him in tears as he's coming off. So hopefully it's not as bad. And I'm sure they're going to sit him out for that March window because they don't want to force probably anything and make sure he's 100% healthy. And I doubt even Dortmund would probably release him anyway. But it's a reoccurring thing here at Dortmund, and it's made known with like how many players get these types of injuries because they're running them too damn hard at training, and whatever the case may be, maybe not the right training staff or whatever it is. It just seems to be
diet,
like
stretching.
Thing.
I mean, there's a lot of some guys just everybody. That's what some people don't realize. Everybody's body is different, and
Yeah.
some guys can go super hard and be fine. I'm 40 and I jump right back in the gym after a layoff, and I can go hard, and knock on wood, I've been pretty good to hold up. But some guys that you hop on that bike and that hammy pops. And I had a boss that we went and played a little 2-hand touch football one time, and he stepped in a hole the wrong way, and next thing I know, he was like 3 ACL surgeries deep. So it's you don't know. Everybody's body's different. Everybody holds up different. You hope that, like Ev said, he's super young, and he has an opportunity to get back.
Yeah. Yeah, Dortmund stink right now, and
man,
that was embarrassing last week, which I'll touch. Like, we could talk about for a second, but it's just for those of you that have teams in Europa League, which are probably a lot because there's a lot of big clubs down there this year with Barcelona and Napoli and Dortmund all in Europa League. Dortmund totally just has a flat out stinker. Like, I'm talking terrible against a Scottish team in Rangers. I said no offense to Eddie, but I'm like, you lose 4-2 at home to a Scottish team when you have a payroll probably double of theirs, the talent double of theirs, and just a piss poor performance. And of course, your boy Zagadou, he's going to get off the hook because he's out for a while now with a fucking muscle injury. So
he's bad, dude. He's really, really bad.
Yeah, and Haaland just sitting up in the stands like, ugh. This team is brutal. Without Jude, with Bellingham, thank God, and Daniel Malen and Royce. If those 3 weren't on the team, we'd be in serious trouble.
Yeah, well, they have an opportunity tomorrow to right the ship on the road. That's a good segue for us to at least talk a few minutes that we do have Europa tomorrow. So the second legs of all those games that were played last week or whatever are tomorrow on February 24th. And that is one of them you can see, and hopefully they bounce back. There's some other close games, I guess, that are worth watching. Porto, Lazio. That's a really good one. I caught the first one of that game. Porto is up 2-1 in aggregate. Red Bull Leipzig and Sociedad tied 2-2 in aggregate. So that's another one to watch. Napoli Barca 1-1. Barca could possibly be knocked out of Europa League tomorrow. I think it might. Napoli is home. Again, Rangers are home against Dortmund. And then the Real Betis Zenit. Real Betis is they're up 3-2 on Zenit. They are home. The other ones I don't know. I guess Braga is home. They're actually Sheffield or Sheriff Tiraspol is up 2-0 in that one.
Yeah, they're doing it again.
Yeah, they're doing it again. So not that the competition is as crazy in Braga. You kind of figured you would give them an opportunity maybe to compete with Braga. And right now they have an opportunity to move on. I guess there's 2 others.
It was Olympiacos is down 2-1 to Atalanta.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And Sevilla is up 3-1 on Dynamo Zagreb.
Oh, yes. So I would expect Sevilla to move on. I don't see them dropping that one. Olympiacos at home, man. You never know. They've done some stuff at home, especially against a team like Atalanta, who either scores a lot or they can concede some goals at times. So
it's just such a game changer now that they did away with the away goals rule.
Yeah, I kind of like it though,
because now it's just like, all right, like if Dortmund. If that was still the case, like Dortmund would be screwed. Like there's no way that they would win 3-0.
Yeah,
to advance 5-4. No way.
Yeah, no, they would. That would be. I like the fact that they can go in and get it to 2-0 and push it to extra time now.
Right.
I don't know. I think the away goals was kind of an overrated thing, and I'm kind of glad that they've.
It was such just a huge stat, because again, if you're scoring that many on the road, you're basically sitting pretty and you're forcing that other team to go in and
get
come
it.
at you.
It's hard to score to begin with. It's even harder to score on the road. So I do get rewarding a team for that. But at the same time, you saw in some cases where one maybe necessarily unlucky away goal costs the better team from moving on at the end of the day. So
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those that it gives that each leg counts, I guess, that much more, because you're not just sitting back as much as you would. Because again, it's Rangers. All right, we're up 4. We just scored 4 row goals. We can sit back and they have to come at us, and we can just sit back and counterattack, probably because they're going to be throwing more guys forward. So it's less pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still going to have they're still going to have to push. We'll see what Dortmund can do. I would, I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be close, but
the problem with Dortmund right now, and we know it.
They give up too many goals.
Well, not to dwell on them, is all right, they're going to have to push because they need at least 2, but every time it seems that they push, they just leak goals because they don't have the help in the back. So,
what's up, Tommy?
Yo, what's up, Tommy?
Yeah, it's one of those where I won't even watch that because I'm just so mad. Just so mad as a fan.
I know.
That team, I thought it was rock bottom. I was like, that's you can't get much worse than that. There's been a lot of bad moments, like the end of the Jurgen Klopp era at Dortmund was really bad when they were sitting bottom 3, and you're thinking, what if we get relegated? This is terrible.
Right.
And then you lose 4-2 at home, nonetheless, to a Scottish team. It's bad. It's bad. And you really think Nicolas Sula is going to help you out? Sure.
You can have him because he does not look so great either for Bayern.
Another Hummels signing. I could go off on this forever because it's the same old shit, You get these young studs offensively, and then you overpay for just old shit defenders.
Well, this coming weekend, Augsburg plays Dortmund too on Sunday, so maybe Pepe can get off the schneid and score since that defense sucks.
Oh my
so
God,
bad.
I'm sure. Maybe not, because Daxo is going to be out for a while. So
yeah.
He was the loose nut in the wheel, I guess.
Oh man, he was bad.
He had 2 bad games. I can't believe he started the last game. Unreal.
Yeah, and it was just beyond when you watched him, he had zero confidence on the field.
Zero confidence. After that injury, he has zero confidence.
Yeah. So, I guess we can talk briefly some CONCACAF Champions League as well. So this segment of the show is brought to you by eXp Realty. Looking to buy or sell a home, looking to change a career or brokerage, contact Alan Foy of eXp Realty, LLC, 302-682-8820, or visit them at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Check him out. So the main reason that we are talking this at all, to be honest with you, is because we do have some MLS teams that are going to be playing. We won't dig deep into it, but the fact that they have some opportunities to advance, it looks like, is pretty cool. I did see yesterday that the Revolution advanced to the next round because the team they were playing forfeited. And
yes, they did.
Backed out because The team was from Haiti, and they had some issues with their visas, so they were unable to continue in this competition. So the New England Revs move on into the CONCACAF Champions League. And then tonight, 6 p.m., NYCFC. They got a 2-0 lead over Santos from Costa Rica. I would expect them. They're home, although they're not in New York.
They're home.
They're
home in LA.
They're home in LA because the team that's home has no home.
Honestly, they could have played in New York City today because it's
68
degrees today.
Yeah, they would have ripped up Yankee Stadium. That was all muddy and. But yeah, they're playing at the Bank of California Stadium.
Sunny SoCal there.
So for anybody who doesn't follow that closely either, NYCFC does not really have a home. So they are the champions of MLS, and they don't even have their own stadium, which is kind of crazy.
Sad days.
So they are playing this game over in California today. But I would expect them to find a way to not even necessarily win this game, but at least draw this game, move on, and advance. And then we have Montreal at home against Santos, the big Santos club from
Santos Laguna.
Yeah, Santos Laguna. Santos is only up 1-0. Montreal's at home, so there is an opportunity for them to push this game and make it interesting. Only need one, so same thing with Colorado as well.
I like Colorado's chances just because of the opponent they're playing.
Well, yeah. Santos is a little bit better
Santos
than
is,
communications.
From the Mexican League, and as history, probably is going to repeat itself that most of the Mexican sides get past and into the deeper in the tournament than MLS side. So, but I do like Colorado to beat Comunicaciones.
The Guatemalan, the number 2 in the Guatemalan league right now.
That's tough. If you don't win that, though, I don't know.
Yeah, Colorado, you would expect them to win that. Even with their new look, they got some new players coming in and out. They've made a few changes, but
they did lose on the road, though. So I don't know.
They did. I mean, so they're down 1-0 right now in the aggregate. So, but they're coming. This Guatemala club's got to come to Colorado. I don't know the weather situation in Colorado. Might be a little chilly. So we'll see how that goes.
They did say they're braving the elements, so I'm assuming they're predicting some sort of possible snow or cold weather. So
nice.
That gives them the advantage from.
It definitely does. I noticed looking at the MLS schedule too coming up that the Colorado opens with LAFC. So Kellen Acosta goes against his old club to open up the season.
Revenge game?
Yeah. So that's a little exciting. And then Pumas does play as well tonight, but I don't know if anybody's. Yeah, I would expect Pumas. It's 2-2, but Pumas at home. I would kind of expect them to move on.
Saprissa, they've been the team that has done well in the tournament of the late, and they get a tough draw last year when we drew them in that same round and beat the hell out of them, and then they get first round against Pumas. That's kind of
I mean they
short end of the stick both.
They drew them 2-2 at home. So, but now they got to go on the road. I don't know.
Yeah,
it might end here. They've been drawing a lot of teams lately. It could be one. It's a late one, so I implore you, if you're going to try and venture into that one starts at 10:30, and the way it looked the last game, if that one goes extra time, you could be early AMs on that game. if you really want to grind it out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're jonesing for some some good soccer, that's the one to do. But
Listen,
there's also
you could
a U.S. women's game tonight at 9.
There is. You could have started.
So-
You could have started your morning at 3:45 this morning with the Australian Men's A League, and you could run all the way up through that women's game tonight and the Pumas game if you want.
There's no stopping. That's the best part.
Yeah. So
When you have
yes.
a global game, there's no stopping.
So we got to give our ladies some love. They do take on Iceland tonight on ESPN Deuce. So if
How about
anybody...
that woman they played in the game last time?
Oh my God!
The woman had 3 own goals.
So this is like, I don't know if this has never happened.
I would say that it's pretty rare.
They played New Zealand just the other day, and Michaela Moore, who is a defender for New Zealand, had an own goal in the 5th minute, the 6th minute, and then the 36th minute, and then was subbed off like 2 minutes after that.
You gotta be
the 3 own goal hat trick to start the game off. Put up the United States 3-0. They end up finishing 5-0. Our girl Trinity Rodman's been getting a little bit of burn in there late in these games. I would hope to see her get a start sooner than later. Maybe against Iceland tonight will be the night. So if anybody wants to check it out, Dennis Rodman's daughter playing for the U.S. women's national team. She's kind of our go-to now with this new look women's team. We've adopted her on this show as our favorite. So,
absolutely.
Yes.
Maybe we'll even get her on the show one day. One can dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was... I was like, you got to sit that girl out.
Yeah,
sit her down and be investigated for, like, gambling, like... fraud or something, because that's just like, you're just throwing the game at that point. You can't have 3 own goals. Like, there's just no way, unless you're absolutely trying to score on the other team.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's like team. Trying to make a play, but like, it was just, I mean, a couple bad deflect, but I mean, that's
bad positioning, bad.
It's bad everything. Yeah. You probably should like look at yourself in the mirror if you gave up a 3 own goal hat trick, and a true one too. I mean, those were the first 3 goals of the game, so that's an all-time low. I feel really poor for Michaela Moore.
Come on, Huddersfield.
Hey, you might have one back in the Prem soon. Who knows? They might go on a nice little run here.
Speaking of a guy that doesn't get any burn for Greg Berhalter, Dwayne Holmes. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. I know.
I really don't understand that. And they won today. Johnny Russell, 2-1 over Cardiff.
Look at that. See? We didn't even get to that yet. Yeah, Daly, what's going on, brother? How are you, man?
Popping.
Hopefully everything went well for you today, man.
The Fulham curse does not live. It died today.
Huddersfield, Jamie. Jamie's not even over here repping her team hard, like on our show. You should be. They 2 goals in the last like waning minutes, the 88th and the 96th minute, to get that win over Cardiff today too. So it was not an easy task for them, and they are still in the race.
All the way up to 4th. Come on, Huddersfield. Let's go.
Yeah, I would love to. I mentioned I would like to see them getting that mix for the playoffs.
Faces in the Prem.
Yes, yeah, we need some love back, some Huddersfield. So let's get them.
I need some new blood. I don't want to see the same teams. I don't want to see Fulham and Bournemouth doing in the 1 year and then go right back down. I want to see some new teams. Like, let me see a Huddersfield. Let me see a QPR back in the Prem. It's been a minute since they've been up.
Yeah, Blackburn, Middlesbrough. Forest, I would say West Brom, but I could really give a shit less about West Brom now that DK's hurt, because he's not going to be recovered in enough time. They're too far down in the table now. So him going there at this point is useless for me to even care one bit about West Brom. So
Walker Buddy's a Liverpool fan.
yeah, he's a Liverpool guy.
Yeah, Jamie, Huddersfield. I'm a huge Huddersfield guy. The Forest is my championship side, but I got some love for Huddersfield only because they have an American. Dwayne Holmes is my dog.
Yeah, big time.
And he deserves
just
a call
another
up.
just another guy that with a lot of talent that doesn't get called up for a bunch of guys that had their opportunities 4 years ago and did nothing with them.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does though.
This could go into
it makes sense because
it could be a rant every week we have this talk, Brian.
I know. We try not to even talk about it, and then
it just comes up because we have so many Yanks abroad now doing their thing. So
yeah, dude, that photograph that keeps getting recirculated, and every time another one heads over, and they add them in their kit to that photograph, it's becoming a pretty strong picture of what we have as a base. Again, we just need the magician now to orchestrate that and finalize it. And it doesn't seem like we're getting that. And now we have big tasks up ahead. And since we're going on this rant, let me just do it now, because this is what I keep talking about. And this is what I've been telling all the people about. And this is what you were telling all the people about way back in September, October, when we were like, we need 7, we need 9, we got to handle these games, we got to take care of our business, we got to qualify, so that final window is not so meaningful because it's the hardest window in all of the qualification. And now we have to play it without our best player.
Yep.
And there's I don't want to even put it out in the air, but like, if he doesn't get this right, there's a chance.
Don't say it.
I know. That's why I'm not going to say the words. I'm just saying, if he doesn't get it right, there is a chance. If you look at it now, they're like, I don't know, man. De La Torre better be in these lineups. Like, after what he just did.
You finally play him, and he does well. Crazy, right?
I mean, I don't think there's any more time to play. You can't play. We talked about this too. Like,
tinkering.
No more tinkering. And we're a month away now. So it's like, if he doesn't know outside of a knock or somebody getting in tremendous club form, I mean, they'd have to be in outrageous form for their club and emerge out of kind of nowhere. Maybe like a Dwayne Holmes. There shouldn't be anybody on his mind outside of what he should have it set already. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't. Or if he does, he has it set with people that we're not going to agree with.
No.
So, but
of course not.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm just frustrated, and that's why I tell people, like, it would have been a lot nicer to know that we maybe only needed to like get 2 points here in these final games to be done, and not have to stress it as much without our best player on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. You're not going to – it's tough to – one, Dwayne Holmes should have been brought in a long time ago.
Yeah.
Before his Derby County days. Like, he's already 27, and he hasn't even sniffed it, which is absolutely mind-boggling. But, I mean, he's got 5 goals for Huddersfield. He's on a bit of a heater. So, I don't know. He won't get called up, and it sucks, but...
Yeah, I know. There's like other guys too. Like Joe Scaley doesn't seem to get any love. Like, that dude's playing out of his mind right now. And every time it's brought up, I mean, obviously we want Anthony to be I still want him to be our number 1, but like, you have the depth. Like, why not bring some of these guys?
These are questions we can't answer, man.
We're gonna find out soon. So.
Oh, you don't come into London. You best not miss. You and your Red supporters coming in.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, I guess you want to talk about your upcoming game?
Our little League Cup match.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that for a little here. Yeah, so if you missed the beginning of the show and you haven't been following the millions of cups and tournaments that we tend to talk about on the show, we do have the English League Cup, which is on Sunday between Liverpool and Chelsea. So another opportunity for the boys in blue to win, add another trophy to the cabinet. Liverpool coming in great form. It should be a fantastic game. One of those games where I'm feeling a low-scoring game, obviously, with Chelsea. They don't give up many goals. So I think it'll be close. I think it dare go to extras.
It has that.
Some dramatics in this one.
It has that feel.
Yeah.
It has that feel with Chelsea. You know they're going to frustrate Lord Walker, and Tuchel's going to have his game plan.
I'm already seeing the comments of next week saying, "Well, yeah, of course you parked the bus and you sat back."
Yeah, anybody could do that. Well, that's
exactly that's the
part
game.
of the game. Is that is one strategy in this game, and the objective would then to
break us down,
break that down, and find a way with all that firepower to put the ball in the net. So, I would expect that again. I would probably expect a lower scoring game, even with Liverpool in tremendous form. Chelsea is also in tremendous form. It's a little different level because Liverpool is a high-powered, high-scoring offense where Chelsea isn't, but wins are wins and results are results. Yeah, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I posed that question. Who's the best German-born coach right now at the moment?
Current, I said my
active.
My
I would still go with the butt scratcher, butt sniffer low.
He wins it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the dark horse.
He's done anyway. He's out of there. So
his time has run. Yeah. He's a weird cat. No, I died. They're kind of cut from the same cloth, He's looking in the mirror like the old Spider-Man meme, like, I am you, you are me.
Yeah. So it should be an definitely should be an entertaining game.
There's a dust up on the touch line.
Again, I would implore everybody. That's a Sunday early 11:30 a.m. So definitely worth checking out.
Live from Wembley.
Yeah, you can catch that on the ESPN Plus.
Oh, that's true. Cup games they throw on there.
Yeah, the cup games are on ESPN Plus. So you can check them out. Those duds over at ESPN can't cover this game to save their lives. So. Reporting Aubameyang's hat trick, and then the first line in there, Aubameyang scores two. I'm like, now the one did kind of bounce off his back, but it was officially given to Pedri.
It was like he scores a brace. It was the headline: Aubameyang scores a hat trick, and then the first line was Aubameyang comes off a game scoring a brace, and it's like,
yeah.
Which one?
Great editing over there at the worldwide leader, as we say. So
you don't need to know the sport. You just I don't know what the criteria.
Yeah.
You go to Syracuse Broadcasting and Journalism School, and apparently you get in.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Most likely.
Give me a job there, and I will watch every game and do stats. There's some teams on ESPN FC that haven't had a write-up in like 150 days.
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous. You go to get information on them, and it's like Yo, that dude hasn't played for that team in 3 years, and that's the
Yeah.
last headline that's on their thing.
That was probably the last Hatim Ben Arfa
Uh,
write-up a couple of years ago when he was playing for Newcastle, like back in the day.
yeah.
Now he's just old and thick. I can't believe he still plays.
It's crazy.
He made a sighting yesterday.
Sebastian Haller. I was just looking at everybody who scored today. They had the Arnold Clark Cup as well for anybody that was interested in that, a women's tournament. It was an inaugural tournament for the women's game that I guess America wasn't invited to. That's why they did the She Believes Cup. They needed one over. I guess Canada was in it, but a lot of Europe was in it. England,
it's like the next best teams besides the U.S.
Yeah, so England ended up beating Germany 3-1 in the final today, and I guess the third place game, Spain beat Canada 1-0. So that was the final of the inaugural Arnold Clark Cup. So just unlimited coverage from the women's game from us today.
Yeah, Millie Bright, the Chelsea FC, the Lady Lions with the goal I saw.
The Colombian women play Argentina tonight as well, too, in case anybody's...
Again, there's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody.
Never a dull moment, I swear.
No, it is. It's just everything's playing right now, which is great. We're getting to that point where we're, going to become one of the only sports kind of actively playing, at least in our market, outside of the basketball team. But the hockey team isn't going to be much worth watching. So, yeah. So everybody, the union's back on Saturday. We might as well it. I was going to say, yeah, we might as well segue in and talk about the league, the in-house league.
Your favorite league.
Our home league, the MLS, is returning this Saturday. It's been a relatively quick turnaround here, it feels like, from the time NYCFC was just recently crowned champion to kicking back off here. And your boys, the Philadelphia Union, will open up the season for all the league Saturday at 1 p.m. So
yeah, the early one. I thought about going, but it's supposed to be super cold on Saturday, so I might skip that one. I've bared the cold many season openers when it was, it's usually like March 12th or something. The last couple of years we've started on the road, so it's a little, maybe like 2 weeks, second week in March. All right, sure. But now we're talking the last Saturday in February, and, we're looking at a high of 35, and then, I don't know.
Don't think that's going to bother those Minnesotan away supporters coming down. It's going to feel like a summer day to them. They're going to come down hard.
I hope they're right outside the art museum. I can see them from my place. And
our boy Sullivan.
Same thing.
Our boy Sullivan's from that area, so big Minnesota fan.
They're in for awakening because the Union have some unfinished business to tend to this year, and you lose some big dogs. You lose your scoring in Shabelko, sure. You lose a big midfield piece in Montero, sure.
Montero stinks.
Fantastic.
You made out with losing Montero. He's a bum.
They are just, ever since Ernst Tanner took over as sporting directors, kind of, let's play the kids. Let's develop in-house. Let's, trade away all our draft picks. Our guys that are already with the club in the academy are better than anybody we're going to draft. So they've developed super well. I think that for being a team that, this is our 11th or 12th season only in the league, and you're starting to see that pedigree of developing all these good players and selling them for, profit, obviously with Aronson and McKenzie as of late. But we got 3 or 4 guys that are going to be playing a lot of big minutes. You got Aronson's brother, Paxton, who's only 18, going to see some good minutes. You're going to see a young kid named Quinn Sullivan, who is another kid who played some good minutes last year for the club that turned some heads. And I think, could maybe in the next, 6-7 years, maybe break into that U.S. team. They've already been up. Aronson, Quinn Sullivan, and a young man named Jack McGlynn. Keep a lookout for those 3 guys playing big minutes. He's still got Bedoya on the club doing his thing. Probably one of the best captains we've ever had. Just a professional through and through. So I saw a lot of predictions from some of the MLS pundits and, writers that last year said that the Union wouldn't finish above 5th or 4th. Turned some heads and kind of shoved it up their hoops. And then this year I saw a lot of, kiss-assing saying the Union were going to finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 1st. So we'll see. We're still waiting on our big DP signing from Brøndby, which is a decently known side, Mikel Ure. So he's having some visa issues, so he's going to miss probably the first game, but big guy. So hopefully good things, I think, for the U this year. So we'll see. 1:00 on Saturday. Again, first couple months of the season, it doesn't really mean much, as we all know. It's about that after the All-Star break and how you finish. It's always how you finish in American sports, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, and we get to see my club take on San Jose to start the year, which I think that's a pretty favorable matchup to start the season. I think there's some expectations behind Red Bull this year. I did see some of the pundits after them going on a nice little run with some new coaching and some new additions on the team. I did see some have them finishing a little bit higher this year in the East, possibly like a top 5 club. Health is going to be a major factor in all of this. And then, we'll see how things go. We talked last week about that new midfielder addition. It's a veteran guy that's been around the game for a long time. Patrick Klimala is going to be kind of one of the main strikers. He'll be here now for another year, kind of settling into the Premier League, getting a little bit more comfortable. The biggest news that came out of Red Bull, obviously, today was the announcement of Aaron Long is back, fit, ready to go, and he has been given the armband. So not just for Red Bull, but possibly, you never know going forward if the health gets there, to work his way back even into the U.S. men's national team rotation. But he will be given the armband for Red Bull to start the season, or for the season, I should say, pending that he is fit and healthy and playing in most games. So we'll see. My expectations are a little tempered just because of the last couple years. But Reyes was a really nice addition last year for Miami on defense. That kid, John Tolkien, seems like a pretty good player, even though he's a little odd-looking dude. If I was on the pitch, I'd want to just knock him down with that blonde hair running in my face. But he's just super aggressive. He's really good back on the ball. So he's a good guy to have on your team. He definitely frustrates guys. Jonathan Pendon's having another, he's going to be back for another year. So we'll see. They did get Caden Clark back too as well on loan.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's going to be huge. Another kid that we'll probably be talking about after this World Cup for the U.S. men's national team. We're not going to see anything probably much out of Caden Clark in relative to the U.S. men's national team prior. But he's young enough. I think he's just 18 now as well. So he's right in that class with Paxton Aronson and that group of that next wave of really good midfielders. So he's one to look out for as well. So, and then you got the Twitter trolls, begging for Tom Barlow to have gotten the captain armband. He is still with the team, but I don't want him to have the captain. And Frankie Amaya is still with the club as well. So if anybody's big Frankie Amaya fans,
I'm just happy that Aaron Long is back.
So happy. And again, I'm like, my expectations with the team were tempered. My expectations with him were tempered because we've seen it. Like we're seeing now with Gio. It's like he gets back and you're pumped and he's in form and he's boom, game time. And next thing you know, it's like, where'd he go? Oh, he's hurt again. He's got a hamstring. He's got this. He's got that. So
yeah,
let's hope that's over and done with now. He's kind of hitting that age of prime, for his career for Mr. Long. So let's do it this year, buddy.
Yeah, I'm happy he's back and hopefully healthy. So
yeah,
another option at center back, I guess. I'm thinking more U.S. national team guy.
Yeah.
But hey, I think it's time that the Red Bull actually take a step in the right direction, unlike the past few years.
I can honestly say I think that the fact that NYCFC has now won an MLS championship before
you gotta get that.
Red Bull kind of probably sparked them a little bit, because Red Bull's been around a long time and, they've won a lot of things, but that they have that elusive, haven't won that MLS Cup. And to see the little brothers who borrow your clothes, basically come in and use your home for some home games and go on a run and win a title when you're supposed to be, again, that's why I went with Soy del Metro, because that's the old, I'm from the subway. That's, it's like the Metro Stars. This team has roots. This team has history. And they need to get back to it. And they need to be more than just a feeder club for these European clubs that are also owned by Red Bull. And they need to be competitive in their league, or they'll just stop watching, or eventually they'll jump ship to the ugly light blue color, just like some people probably did in Manchester. So
it happens. And I think that, like you said, with NYCFC winning that title, there's got to be a little fire that gets lit under you and have the Red Bull get back to those winning ways. Obviously, you've drawn us the past couple of years in the playoffs, which has been resulting in some tough results. But
both games were phenomenal too. You can't
they were good. They were both great.
As fans of the game, both were amazing. I mean, that Glesnan's goal just still haunts me. It just unbelievable. And I did get his NFT card in that little game that I played. So
nice.
I will be rolling him out in my roster this week when they play their first game. So I expect to see him starting, I would think, right? There's no reason why he wouldn't be.
He's slotted in there for sure.
Yeah, I figured that. So
yeah, I mean, I would say, NYCFC has probably another great chance to win the league again.
Yeah.
But again, as we've seen in the MLS, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have the Seattles of the world be good this year. You're going to have NYCFC be good.
I expect LAFC
Revolution be good, of course. They just keep adding. The Union should be good. Nashville probably will continue to be really good with the way they've been, signing good players as they did with Mokhtar last year. I think the Rapids, Timbers are always up there.
Yeah.
We'll see if LAFC and Atlanta United have bounced back years after kind of.
I think LA will, with Acosta going there now and getting a little bit healthy. They were pretty knocked last year. They missed Vela a lot of last year. So I would expect them to bounce back. I don't know. There's always a dark horse. Inter Miami, everybody keeps expecting that project to work. Eventually, is it going to work? This could be the year we finally see that start to work now. Cincinnati's still going to be shit. We know that. That's one constant that we can go to.
They're not last in the preseason power rankings.
Wow. Why? Because Charlotte, another new team, is coming to the league. If they finish...
Bingo, you got it.
If they finish worse than Charlotte, they gotta get rid of them. They gotta just.
I don't even know, because they basically took the Union front office, coaches, players, and just brought them over to Cincinnati. Like, they brought Ray Gaddis out of retirement.
Yeah.
Because Chris Albright went from the Philadelphia Union front office. He is now the sporting director with Cincinnati. They then plucked our assistant coach, Pat Noonan, as manager, of course, as Chris is going to do. Just be Union 2 eventually.
Yeah,
so I'm sure the signings are going to be coming, and it's going to be like, wow, we're winning some games and actually doing well. It's like, yeah, you just basically took our structure, our coach, and a couple of our players. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be probably decent. As a team you should look up to, because we've been the team that has the model of developing young players, bringing in and identifying some like lower level, from lower league teams overseas. Like, look at your Kai Wagner's.
Yeah.
Guys like half decent, comes over, has three successful seasons with us so far, and he's getting looked at by Prem teams, for God's sakes. In Bundesliga teams.
But at the end of the day, it's still Cincinnati. So no matter, I feel like they're just going to bring those guys down, and all those guys are going to come over there, and it's going to hurt their careers because they're just going to be them.
Charlotte, I'd be shocked.
Well, they get to start off the season in Austin against Austin FC, so they get to play another relatively new team that they didn't finish above Austin last year. They did finish dead last again last year. May I remind you? So it is possible that they will, but like Adam said, Adam's putting a little faith in some that Cincinnati might maybe bounce back for.
I mean bounce back, like maybe jump up, not to last. Maybe
right. I mean that's the only. The crazy part is all you have to do is not finish last, and they bounce. Like they made strides because they've never not finished last.
I would assume Charlotte finishes last, because I don't think that Christian Fuchs is going to have you be a good team.
He's going to do it, bro. I completely forgot. We did an entire show dedicated to Christian Fuchs. I remember.
Had a great run with Leicester when they won the title, and he made his name for those, and he was fantastic that year. He's seems like a hell of a guy. He does a lot of off the field stuff. But again,
35-year-old defender from Austria, Christian Fuchs. Maybe he calls his boy Daniel Royer when he's not getting any playing time, and he gets him to come over and join Charlotte and do just enough to finish above Cincinnati.
I don't know. I mean, it'll be a battle of newly fresh expansion teams, I think, battling it out with Cincinnati and Charlotte. I think Austin's probably going to struggle again this year, but I think Inter Miami, they lose a lot of big dog. Blaise Matuidi leaves. And I think they made some. They loaned Julian Carranza, the young Argentinian number 9, to the Union. Actually, that was another addition for us. But I don't know.
I don't even know what. Speaking of Daniel Royer, I don't even know what he's doing. They didn't pick up. Red Bull never picked up his option. So right now, I think he's without club. So maybe he does join his Austrian brethren in Charlotte.
Maybe. Maybe he goes back to his boyhood club.
That'd be a good move for them. I mean, here's the difference. Like, I look at Cincinnati and Nashville, right? Cincinnati now I think they tried the union program from the jump, but didn't have any of the right people in place. And it failed miserably, to where you look at a team like Nashville and they go out and they get a Walker Zimmerman, and they go out, and they get what's his name?
Dax.
Dax, yeah. And and like they add like some veteran pieces, and they found their way kind of in the mix last year. I mean, even like an Alex Moyle, or even like Mukhtar. Mukhtar was a huge signing, but that paid off. They brought these guys in, and Cincinnati just hasn't found those guys. I don't know.
It's a culture. It's a swing and a miss. Sometimes you hit it big. I think, Mukhtar definitely changed the Nashville culture, and Walker Zimmerman, obviously, with his play from last year in the MLS and his play on the national team stage, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte does open up on the road with DC United. Could they pull off an upset? I mean, this DC team doesn't really scare me too much.
Nah.
Could Charlotte start off their MLS career on the road with an upset of United?
DC United sold Kevin Paredes, who's one of their big dogs, academy kid, sells him to I believe Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Yes. Haven't really talked about that much, but I think he's 18, if that. He's a young kid. He's not going to be part of any talks recently, but
Areola's out. Areola went to Dallas.
Yep.
So I mean, this DC team looks very vulnerable.
They have a new DP, Taxi Fontes.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Taxi.
Be on the Taxi squad.
It's as far as the MLS, it's always like your good teams are going to be there in the end. It's just who'd have thunk that New York City would go into Portland last year and beat them in Portland. So you get hot late, you never know what can happen, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest thing is, like, you're going to see is, like, come as teams are progressing later in the year, like teams like the Revolution, are they going to be able to handle losing Matt Turner when he goes to Arsenal? Are some of these guys going to be able to, are they going to be able to make adjustments? Is Toronto going to be able to play well enough and stay afloat till Insigne comes, So they really struggled last year, although they started to find their way a little bit later in the season. I don't know. It's always a crapshoot with this league, but like you said, the good ones always seem to find their way. The Seattles, the Portlands, the Columbuses, just those franchises, they seem to be steady. Even the Union now. So I'm excited. Definitely excited.
To it. I'm pumped that it's starting up. I think just as a Union fan, it's like the way that kind of last year ended is just kind of, left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So I think there's
you and me both. We went on this great run and made the playoffs only to lose on a marvelous goal. So
yeah, so everyone's chomping at the bit. It always is with the MLS that you want it to start back up. So glad it's here. Excited for a competitive season.
Yeah, just Saturdays and Sundays now. Just lots of extra soccer.
And good to actually go and to see games again.
Yeah, I might have to venture over soon. I know Red Bull doesn't have their first home game till March 13th.
Yes.
Also against Minnesota, so I might make my way over there.
Show you the game plan. I guess before we leave, I know your boys have a big game tomorrow.
Yes, pretty monstrous game again for us. The Wolves have been in pretty decent form of late. Again, we did beat them recently, but they've been on a nice little run here. They have aspirations just like we do to work our way back into European competition, whether it be top 6, top 4. Here's the way I look at it, and I hate looking at it this way, but like we're in the driver's seat. We're sitting in 6th place. We have 42 points. The team right above us in 5th place also has 42 points, but they've played 3 more games than us. Right. The team right above them has 46 points, also has played 3 more games than us. So I look at it, and just like when we break down these windows of the U.S. men's national team, that's 9 points on the table. So 6 of that, like you got to get that back, and like it starts with a team like Wolves. You got to beat the good teams. You can't lose points to teams like that. If you want to compete coming up here, we still have another game against Liverpool this season. We still have another game against Chelsea this season. And I think we have one more against United and West Ham as well this season. Mm-hmm. So we're done with City, thank God. We can get that one off our. But this is our last one with Wolves. It's a must win. We're at home, an opportunity to move into 5th place, still with 2 games in hand. After this one with West Ham and United. I expect to see some changes up at the top, and he keeps talking, and I'm getting a little.
Oh no. I think we lost Brian towards the end here. He hasn't had internet gate in a long time. Oh no. He's gone. I think. He's back.
Sorry about that. I don't know. We haven't had an internet gate in a while.
I was like, oh no, and I was like, an internet gate.
Yeah, I could hear you too, but I couldn't respond. So, but long and short, what I was saying was he keeps talking a good game. I like Alexander Lacazette. I need to see somebody else at striker. I want to see like Martinelli up there, or I want to see Smith Rowe get a chance up there to get Martinelli somewhere else. I want to see them all. I want to see the grouping of all the young kids with the new look defense. And gotta get that dub tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, again, with Wolves just right there, you guys are kind of going to be jockeying with them as far as in the standings. Concerned. So it's the opportunities, man, when you play those teams that are close to you in the standings. And again, you got a bunch of games in hand. This is a chance for Arsenal to make a little run. That's what has to happen.
Yeah, you got to go out. You got to handle your business. So. Tomorrow is a huge game if we have any chance of finishing in the top 4.
True that. Anything else of note you can think of before we wrap up?
You got me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can't see me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear Brian. He's having some technical difficulties right now. But, yeah, we usually like to finish the show with a little red card, yellow card. I haven't found a lot of nothing as crazy note that I can think of. Let's see what we got. Yeah, not much. Not much worth noting as far as in the global game. I know the U.S. women got a little payout settlement over the equal pay lawsuit, but it's one of those. We'll try and comment a little bit more on that next week. We appreciate you guys dealing with us in a little bit of the technical difficulties towards the end when we lost Brian. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Lord Walker, Brian, Jamie, of course. Great to see everybody else. Tommy, Evan for tuning in. And make sure you guys check out Chelsea Liverpool League Cup final Sunday, 11:30 ESPN. We'll talk all of the wrap up of that game. The Prem is going on this weekend as well, full slate. And we got some Champions League to get into to talk about as well. So we'll see everybody next week. Take care.